I think you have it. Okay. So, my name is Pierre Gagnon. I'm the band teacher with the Oakville Suzuki Association. And we will present for you the G1 Gavotte by Bach. And it's arranged for 3 violin. Ready? Can your eyes face me, please? Not the other wall, but this side. And I don't see everybody's eyes. Please. All right, here you go.
Has anybody seen my glasses? I had a pair of glasses and I put them down somewhere, and if I had them, I could see something. They're just sitting. Do you know where it was? There's nothing here, is there? Okay, well, if somebody finds the glasses, let me know. First of all, Pierre, right? Pierre, beautiful. You're a beautiful musician, and you made the arrangement, which is lovely, and you're a very musical conductor. You understand about shape, which is very good. I just want to spend, wonderful, Nirvana. I want to say something, because I don't believe that many of these people understand what Suzuki is. And I just want to spend, Suzuki is one of the great social miracles of modern times. This is how it happened. Suzuki was a violin teacher in Japan, and he was visiting France, and he was on the Gare du Nord in Paris, and there were a number of children around him, all speaking French, which he found totally amazing. Of course, they were French children. So he shouldn't have been surprised. But he said to himself, in one of those brilliant insights into life, if they can speak French, if all these children can speak French, surely they can all play the violin. And so he came up with this idea that he could teach everybody to play the violin. And he had 150,000 students himself, and he taught them in vast numbers. He had classes of 2,000 children at a time, and he came up with this brilliant idea. The string players will understand what I'm about to say. Instead of playing with the whole bow, they just played with the middle of the bow, da 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 da, and then da 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 da, which is easy to do. To go through the whole bow is very difficult. And that was his genius idea. And the result, the other thing he did was he made everybody play from memory. He didn't want people to develop bad habits looking at music. So everybody in the Suzuki method plays from memory. It develops their ear, and it enables them to play with freedom and with grandeur. Some of you look as though you are actually playing from the music. In other words, not with the kind of joy and exuberance that you might playing from memory. So I think it's really important to know it's one of the great breakthroughs in human development, the idea that I have a form of that. I say everybody loves classical music, they just haven't discovered it yet. Right. Everybody in the world loves classical music. And I know that, and I'm proving it because 18 million people have seen my TED Talk, and you ain't seen nothing yet. Right? So it's on the way. Eventually everybody's going to play music. I just invented that. It probably isn't going to happen, but it's a nice thing to think about. Okay, so now I have two things to say to you and also to the group. If you could pretend that you're having a good time, it would be really good. There's one of you who's having a really good time, and that's this young lady here. She's having a good time right from the very beginning. And she's one of the youngest and one of the smallest, but she could teach you all something, which is, it's a joy to make music. And she's allowing her body to shape. And that's my aim, is to get everybody to look as though they're having a wonderful time. Do you enjoy playing? Yes, do you enjoy playing? Okay, do you enjoy playing? No, yeah. Okay, so now the trick is to inform your face that you're having a good time. All right, now the second thing I have to say, and this is a little tricky, because you've taught them to play it a certain way, and I'm going to suggest something else, and it may cause a little trouble, okay? Because this is a gavotte, it's a dance, and a dance in two. So, bim, bum, bim. Ooh, how fascinating, yeah. That's what we say when we make a mistake, we just say, how fascinating. So could we just try it without causing too much disruption, that you play it in two, and we'll shape it a little differently, because at the moment it has very little shape, because it's too slow to have shape. And you know that. Can we go for it? Right, very different. Let me just show you by asking our pianist to play. Do you have the whole thing there? Yes. And so one. An elegant 18th century dance. Should we try that? Would that be fun? All right, here we go. 1 and 2 and 1. That's much, isn't that? It dances much more beautifully. It's a little more difficult, but not much. And in those times, do you know how they were dressed? They had a wig. The men had a beautiful silver wig. The girls had beautiful long dresses. The men had buckles on their shoes, and they looked very elegant. And everybody moved like this. That's how they moved. And when they stopped still, they were in first position. Right. So this is an elegant 18th century dance. Can we try and create that here? Can you imagine yourselves in beautiful dresses and elegant wigs? And let's go back to the beginning again. We'll do it together, shall we? So the conductor has to create the image of the 18th century nobleman that would have led this. So we're going to go. Ready? 2 and 1 and 2, 1. Good. Can you go? Just instead of going da 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 dee 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 dim dee da 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 dim ba da dim bum be. And can you move with your body so that the upbeat? Just play it again in 1. Just imitate that. Ya da 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 dee. 1, 2, 1. And da dee. First, the rest of it takes care of itself. Yeah. If you've got enough impulse. Should we try again? 1. Ready? 1 and now look, in order to make it really work, the second phrase has to end a little quietly. Let me show you. 1. You see how this one virtually comes to a standstill. It's so quiet. Do it once again. 1 and first he goes through there and now. If you could kick with your foot on I won't ask you to do that, but that's the idea. Yeah, that's right, exactly. Are you ready? Once again, 1 and 2. That's hard to do, but they have to do it all together. Tee-da, 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 tee-da. So you have to look at the conductor, look at each other, feel it together. Let's try one more time, it's coming. Some of you have not quite understood that playing the violin and dancing are the same thing. Playing the violin and dancing are the same thing. This is a dance. So if you could do, this little girl at the end there, for some reason, seems to understand. Do you study dance? You do? That explains it. Now, do you study dance? No. No. So there's a problem. The girls are learning to dance and the guys say, no, it's not for me. But in those days, the guys loved to dance. That was what they did. It was part of their training. From the young age, everybody learned to dance, all the people in the aristocracy, not the farmers, they didn't. They also did another kind of dancing, farm dancing, exactly. All right, are you ready? From the beginning, we're going again. And take a big breath and... So I would suggest, you can do it any way you want, you know how to do it, but what I would do is 1, 2, 1. Right, like that. At the moment, Pierre, da da dee da dee da da. You're giving each one. Yeah. If you notice, I don't give each one. I just launch the phrase. Do it 1 and da da dee dee. Isn't that interesting? You don't need to. Once again, 1 and 2 and yes. Good, that's beautiful. That's on the way. Now, to play that way is more difficult than to play the way they were playing before, because before it was absolutely mechanical, and therefore people didn't have to think, they just played according to the routine. I would say that to train them to feel it the same way is the next stage, is what's next for this group. It's going to make it more difficult, because some are going to follow it better than others. Should we do it? Because that's not all. Let's go on. Second part. Right. Should we go on? It's very good. It's much better than it was. I'd be very interested to know, if you put your violins down a moment, let me just see something. Can you do that again and see whether they can sing it? Let's see whether we sing it. And 1, 2, and 1. I see some of you don't sing. I tell you, human beings were born to sing and dance, sing and dance, sing and dance. And then came intellectual stuff later. But singing and dancing is the beginning. So I would encourage them all to sing. And if they sing it well, and they sing it confidently, that will help them play it. No question about it. But that's another stage, and you haven't thought about doing that. But when you're taking a bath or a shower, do you sing ever? No, never. Never sing. Never sing. What are we going to do about humanity that's forgotten to sing? Because, you know, there are certain cultures where people sing all the time. In Hungary, for instance, every child learns to sing. Every child, in choirs. It's a serious part of their education, as important as mathematics, as important. And Plato, bless his heart, said there were 3 essential things in the training of a musician. 1, athletics. 2, mathematics. 3, music. 3 parts of the human psyche. The body for athletics, the mind for mathematics, the soul for music. Right? Without one of those, we're not fully human. So if we could just make it part of our life every day, never a day goes by in which I don't sing. I mean, not necessarily people want to hear it, but but I would encourage it. Anyway, we're on the way, but it's a new path. And the body, the movement of the body, so that the body is moving with spirit and with love and with energy and with fullness of life. That's why we dance. It's to make us more fully alive. So we try one more time, and we're going to go from the beginning, and this time we're going to imagine it's the last time you'll ever do it, because the ceiling's going to fall down and crash over your head, and that'll be the end. But at least do it with spirit the last time, all right? Are you going to get it? Here we go. So a little faster, it'll be easier. Da-da-da-da-dim. 1, 2, and 1. And... Beautiful, it's coming along, it's very much coming along. I have one last request. Most of you look really miserable, as if you're having a terrible time. Actually, you're creating a lot of pleasure and joy. Could you pretend that you're having a good time? Let's do it one more time and see if I can get a little bit of a smile out of some of you. Are you able to smile? Let's try. Why are they so unhappy?
They're too serious.
What?
They're too serious.
Too serious. Too serious. Don't be serious. This is just a dance. Oh, here's a smile. I got a smile. I'm going to see how many smiles I. My life is about creating shining eyes, and my measurement of success is shining eyes. Most people measure success in wealth, fame, and power. Those are the three main measures of success: how much money you have, how much influence you have, and how much fame you have. I measure success only in terms of how many shining eyes I have around me. Right. So let's see how many shining eyes we can get. Oh, here's some shining eyes. Great. So if we played a little faster, we might get a few more shine. She's great. She's got fabulous shining eyes. Ya-da-da-da-dim, ba-da-dim, bum. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And she. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a 2. So you've got to wait for a 1. 1, 2, 1. And go on. Good. I think it's enough. Well done. One of the things that Suzuki gave us, do you know the age at which Suzuki always said was the ideal age to start?
Birth.
What?
Birth.
No.
No?
No. No, he was much more correct, directed than that. No, he said 4.
4, yes.
And the reason why 4 is that 4-year-olds are very obedient and they will do exactly what their mothers say. And what he devised was a very clever solution, which was the mother has to learn together with the child. So the 4-year-old child and the mother is a perfect unit. Mm-hmm. At 5, the child starts being a problem. Mm-hmm. Too late. There's the lovely story of Piatigorsky, the great cellist Piatigorsky. A kid came to play for him Rococo variations, Tchaikovsky, very difficult. And Piatigorsky said, "How old is he?" And the mother said, 7. He said, "Oh, what a shame, too late." So the reason, what Suzuki has given us is a discipline called Suzuki violin, which involves the way they hold the violin, the way they stand, the way they bow with respect. Beautiful things of great value in our culture. And we've all learned a lot from the Japanese culture and from Suzuki. And what you see in front of you is beautifully trained Suzuki players. What is missing is joy. What missing is love, is enthusiasm, is gaiety. Music is intended to make us feel joyful. And that, some of you actually have some problem with that, and I would suggest to you, you're all old enough to think about this, don't take yourself so seriously. Be more at ease in the world. The world is a wonderful place for you to play. I don't mean just play violin, I mean play life. And smiling and enjoying yourself and being free physically is a huge contribution to the people around you. So if you can take that on and make this, as well as a dutiful activity, also a joyous and contributory activity where people love you for what you're giving the world, that would be terrific. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful work. Beautiful work. Well done.